I literally had 3 decisions to make for this game week, and somehow I got all of them wrong. Hello there, hope you're having a great Monday. What is up, guys, and welcome to the FPL Today team selection video for game week 28. Yes, we're back here on a Monday. My daughter's going off to school. Life is returning to somewhat a resemblance of normal, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we're here today to talk about how I've done so far in game week 27 and what I'm planning to do for game week 28 and beyond. So if you enjoy these types of videos, please do hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell for FPL. Helps the channel out massively. You guys have been absolutely smashing it, but I am going to ask for more because I'm greedy like that. I mean, I didn't get this shape for no reason. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So guys, we went into this weekend not really sure what to expect, but with 3 major decisions to make. Now unfortunately for me, I've somehow managed to fluff every single decision, and I'm having an okay game week, but I could have been having an absolutely spectacular one if I'd stuck to my guns on some decisions and made the right calls elsewhere. We are going to start off with the players that have returned, and I do have Harry Kane, and as you can see, he has that vice captaincy armband on him, which is really unfortunate because an extra 19 points would have been lovely. I haven't seen the game yet because unfortunately I had a really bad issue with my neck, took some meds for it, was really tired Sunday night and went to bed. When my wife came to bed at about 11:30, I checked my phone and 19 points was staring me in the face. But I will watch the game today. Hopefully I'll have a bit more to say about it in the second video for this week. Yes, we've got time to actually make a second video, but thank you, Kane, for the 19 points. Just wish I'd stuck with my guns and captained you. Then, of course, we had Bruno Fernandes, who also had the penalty against Man City in a game where I think the majority of us thought Man City were going to come out winners in this one. I definitely did. You'll see by later decisions. But Fernandes did get the penalty. Ederson was close to saving it, but Fernandes, of course, returning 10 points. So 29 points from 2 players. I can't complain about that, although I think I've just spent the last minute or so complaining about it. The other players to return, Martinez, of course, Mr. Consistency in the race for the Golden Glove against Ederson with another clean sheet for Aston Villa. El Mohammadi also being part of that clean sheet, so happy I played him. Just wish I played him over a Man City defender instead of who I did play him over, but never mind. And of course Son getting an assist in a 4-1 win, where, to be honest, the reason and one of the calls I made wrong is I was looking at Bale or Son, and I wanted Bale. Then I looked at the underlying stats and I talked myself out of Bale and went with Son. And he did return, but of course nowhere near what Bale managed to. And then the other players, all Man City boys. Unfortunately, Cancelo and Stones in that 2-0 defeat did not keep a clean sheet and did not get any attacking returns. And Ilkay Gundogan, who is my captain for this game week, although the underlying stats are decent, he only managed to get 2 points doubled to 4. If we actually have a look at the underlying stats for some of these players, Kane, of course, stood out with 5 shots on goal, 2 on target, 3 from inside the box, and 1 big chance. XG of 0.66, resulting in 2 goals, and also XA of 0.98, resulting in 2 assists. A great performance from Kane. Shaw managing 2 shots, both on target, both from inside the box, and of course getting a goal from it. And also, to be fair to him, Ilkay's underlying stats weren't too bad. He managed 4 shots, 2 on target, 2 from inside the box, and 3 key passes played. However, we really do need some return from Gundogan to feel better about not captaining Kane. And then we have 3 players playing tonight. We have Rafinha and Bamford away to West Ham. And we do have Antonio leading the line for West Ham, hopefully. Brought in because, of course, blank game week 29. So hopefully we see some more points from these 3. And we can go into the double game week fixture against Southampton with the Man City boys, hopeful of a big score. And then we get onto the bench and the third and final decision that I made wrong. I did actually consider playing Shaw instead of Stones with the idea that potentially it could be a 0-0 or even the chance that Man United did actually manage to pull a win out of the bag. And of course they did. Now, the logical part of me wanted to go with Shaw playing. However, I, like most people, thought Man City were going to run over Man United, so I went for the double clean sheet from Man City, and I now, of course, regret it. Areola did get 8 points, 1 more point than Martinez, but we're not going to split hairs over that one because we had much bigger decisions we made wrong. And, of course, Grealish is still a major issue for me, and Loughton got 2 points. That means we have game week points of 55 with a -4 because, of course, we made the transfer of Salah to Son, which has almost paid for itself in the first game week. And, of course, Antonio coming in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hopefully that transfer also pays off in the positive. The game week average was 37 points, and we now have overall points of 1,705 with our overall rank back under 200k. Hopefully we can push on from here to get into that top 100k. We now move on to the part of the video where we look at the players at risk, and to be honest, it's Grealish. Even though he does have a fixture against Spurs in blank game week 29, he hasn't featured for a while now. We're also unsure of his goal involvement moving forward in the Aston Villa team because the likes of Traore, El Ghazi, Barkley and Watkins are all getting involved as well. And to be fair, Aston Villa don't have the best blank game week 29 fixture against a Spurs side that do look in form and look like they're pushing to have a great end of season and potentially get into that top 4. So guys, before we get onto my team selection for game week 28, if you want to support the channel, do check out partners of this channel, Fantasy Football Hub. All the data on FPL today is taken from the Fantasy Football Hub, with tools such as player comparison to choose the best players out of 2 options, Opta-Stats tables to see who could be hitting form soon and who will be amongst the goals, and a fixture ticker so you know who has not just the form but also the fixtures to match, and so much more like articles and coverage of other fantasy football games. Ask yourself why you haven't joined the Fantasy Football Hub. It's just £2 a month to unlock your FPL potential. So if you want access to Opta-Stats as well as a fixture table and articles, do check out Fantasy Football Hub, top link in the description down below, and let's move on to the team selection. So, game week 28, and to be honest for us, this is a bit of a placeholder of a game week. We just want to get through this one without too much of a drop in rank with game week 29 just around the corner. We start off with goalkeeper, which is Martinez with Newcastle away, and El Mohammadi with the same fixture. Again, Newcastle, if you watched that Newcastle West Brom game, wow, what a bore that game was. But hopefully that means Aston Villa can keep a clean sheet in this one and get us some points on the board. We also have Cancelo and Stones with Fulham away. Now Fulham have looked a lot better recently and of course have just had that win against Liverpool. But I'd like to think Man City will bounce back after their defeat to Man United in this one. So hopefully Cancelo and Stones can have a major part of that. Also with Shaw playing West Ham at home. Now West Ham have been in form as well, but I've learnt my lesson. Shaw can potentially get some attacking returns as well, so he makes a starting 11 in what will be a 4-4-2. We then move on to the midfield and we have Ilkay Gundogan, Fernandes, Rafinha and Son, all players that I like the look of at the moment. Fernandes, I know a lot of people have transferred out recently, especially with game week 29 around the corner, but Fernandes has been so consistent. Yes, he had a bad double game week just recently, but he's on the penalties and he's also a quality player, so Fernandes is staying in the side. Ilkay with Fulham, hopeful for some returns in this one, but we're getting to that point now where potentially we're going to move to Kevin De Bruyne just because of security of starts. Rafinha with Chelsea at home, not the greatest fixture, and what you'll see is I have actually put Bamford on the bench. Chelsea have looked very good defensively, so it's either Rafinha or Bamford, and I think Rafinha brings a little bit more to the table. And Son against Arsenal, I'm hoping for one of those Arsenal performances of old where they just completely collapse against Spurs so we can get some points off of Son. Also hoping for points off of Harry Kane, who I do have down as my captain right now. Not 100% sure why, my gut went with Kane, and this was before their performance last night. However, Fernandes is definitely an option, as is Ilkay Gundogan, so we'll see who I go with, but this is a lot more up in the air than my call last week, where I was certain I was going to go with Kane until literally the day of the deadline, and I moved it to Ilkay. Also, Antonio with Man United away. Now, we could go with Bamford here if we really thought Leeds would do something against Chelsea, but this is kind of spreading my bets like I should have done with Shaw last game week. On the bench, we have Areola. Of course, I'm not going to play him over Martinez with those fixtures. Bamford with Chelsea at home. There's a chance Bamford makes a starting 11. And then Grealish and Loughton are going to sit on the bench. And to be honest, those two are likely to be transfers out this game week. And now we move on to potential transfers. Yes, we're back to potential transfers because just in case I don't make another video, I want to talk about the transfers I'm considering for game week 28, and maybe we'll change the next video to be a ones to watch. So we start off with Gareth Bale at 9.4 million in the last 4 game weeks. He's managed to get 4 goals and 2 assists with 3 big chances resulting in 4 goals and an XG of 1.92. He's looked like the Bale of old. He's quality on the ball, getting in the right positions. His passing also is incredible, and I kind of wish I'd gone with him recently because this game week would have been an absolute epic one if I'd gone Kane captain, Bale instead of Son, Shaw on the pitch. I'd have been laughing. He's also got 6 key passes and 1 big chance created. Now, the reason I went with Son was Son's creativity stats were better than Bale, but of course, that hasn't paid off for me. The next player we're looking at is Veltman. Veltman at 4.3 million. He is being brought in for game week 29 in mind. He also has Southampton away in the next fixture. So, decent fixture in game week 28 and also that blank game week in 29. So, 1 goal, no assists, but 9 shots on goal, 7 from inside the box, 2 big chances, and an XG of 1.22 for a £4.3 million defender is great. Also 4 key passes, 2 big chances created. And although recently they've not been keeping the clean sheets, they did have that incredible run that went under the radar of clean sheets. So Veltman a very likely transfer in for Loughton. We then go with Jesse Lingard. He does have Man United away in the next fixture, but he has that fixture in game week 29. 6.1 million. His underlying stats look incredible. He's got 1 goal and 2 assists, but 10 shots on goal, 6 on target, 6 from inside the box, 1 big chance, and XG of 1.30. With 2 key passes and 2 big chances created, he looks revitalised in that West Ham side, and I'm very eager to get him in. And finally, we have Aina of Fulham, who has Man City away in the next fixture. He's probably one that we've brought in for blank game week 29, but at 4.3 million, again, we've got a defender with 1 goal, 1 assist, 4 shots on goal, 2 on target, and also 6 key passes with 1 big chance created. And of course, Fulham look a lot better than they have done earlier in the season. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. So if you have enjoyed the video and you're happy that it's back on Monday, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for FPL. Also, do check out Fantasy Football Hub, top link in the description, if you want access to all the data I've mentioned in this video. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.